what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2001 Subaru Forester S. Up front is a 2.5 liter flat 4 and down below is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving the Subaru Forester for two reasons. First of all, this was one of my favorite cars growing up and I came within inches of buying one myself. However, the deal never went through and so I've never personally owned one. But the second reason is the fact that I recently drove the 2025 Subaru Forester. And so while a lot has changed in the last 24 years, I will be comparing and contrasting them a little bit because of those changes. We'll talk about where the Forester kind of came from and where it might be headed. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out and I come out to you. But let's get back to that 2.5 liter flat 4. Well, it's a naturally aspirated engine, and here in America, we only ever got the naturally aspirated first gen Foresters. Now, in the second gen, they did offer a turbo model, but nothing for the first gen. And so we just got these pretty lazy flat 4s. Now, on the plus side, these flat 4s are actually really reliable. From everyone I've talked to, no one really seems to have many issues with them besides the typical Subaru spark plugs are annoying to do, but besides that, it's actually quite good. Like I said, paired to it is a 4-speed automatic. Now, I've driven them in manual, and that is my preferred transmission. But again, it is a 4-speed automatic. It is not a CVT, and so I have a lot less worry about it. It might not be the quickest shifting transmission, might not be the smoothest transmission you ever feel, but it's going to stick around, and that's going to be a recurring theme throughout the rest of this video and the rest of this car. Last but not least about the drivetrain, this does have Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system, which is fantastic and a huge drawing point for the Forester. A lot of people, this owner included, buy these cars for winter beaters, and so all-wheel drive is a must and it works really, really well. How does it feel to drive the Subaru Forester from 2001? Drives like pretty much any other car from the era. There are some economy aspects to it. I wouldn't say the steering is super direct, and the suspension rides a little bit harsher than other vehicles, but it's not that noticeable. Visibility is great. One of the things the Forester does really well is it has giant windows surrounding it, which make it really, really easy to see out of and easy to drive. So if you're worried about driving a bigger SUV, but you want all-wheel drive, this generation of Forester is a great pick and a great middle ground. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 4 gauges. Off to the left is my fuel and speedometer, and off to the right is my tachometer and coolant temperature. On the steering wheel, we don't get any forward-facing buttons besides a little stalk for the cruise control. And off to the left, we have our climate control vent, fog light switch, heated windshield wipers, love how long Subaru's been doing this, cruise control button, and a dead switch for the sunroof that is not here. Moving on to the door, we have the power mirrors, power windows, and power locks. Moving into the center, we do get a little storage cubby up at the top. Very nice to see that, as well as 2 climate control vents, hazard switch, rear defrost, and cup holder. So we will do a big friggin' model test. However, it fails right off the bat. I don't even need to test it. I still will, but it's a fail. Then we have our climate controls, temperature off to the left, fan speed, and recirculating in the center, where to send it off to the right. And then we have our radio. Nothing too crazy about this Subaru radio, besides it does have a 6-disc CD changer and the cassette player, which are nice to see that mix of technology for the era. However, it is missing what the Subaru Outback LL Bean got, which was the emergency broadband button that would give you weather updates in the case of an emergency. Down below that, we do have a 12-volt outlet and ashtray, a little cubby, and the shifter itself. Nothing notable about the shifter. Has a big chunky button on the side, and that's it. Then we do have the handbrake, some coin holders, and heated seats. Very, very nice to see heated seats. Again, Subaru knew their core demographic. People were going to take this camping. People were going to do outdoorsy things with the Forester, and so heated seats are very nice to have in those occasions. Then we do get a dual opening center console, and we'll talk about the seats. The seats are cloth, basic, and manual, but they are heated. So although they are manual seats, seats, they're at least heated, which is nice to see. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're on the back of the 2001 Subaru Forester, and it's not great. Subarus in the 2000s have never, ever had good back seats. The only 2000 Subaru that has decent back seats is the Tribeca, which has 3 rows, but then you get into that 3rd row and it's just awful yet again. So, not great. This wasn't their strong suit. However, you have 4 doors and you can fit 4 to 5 people in here. You have cup holders down here. I don't get a center console, anything like that, but here's the back seat of a 2001 Subaru Forester. Definitely better in the modern era, but that's okay. Let's hop into the back and talk about the trunk. All right, so we're on the back of the Subaru Forester. Little key slot here, and pull it up like that. Once we are in the back here, obviously tons and tons of space for your luggage, as well as you get this nice privacy cover, and the train is going to photobomb or ruin my audio, but that's okay because we won't spend too much more time here. Love this wide glass. That is one of the great parts of the Forester as well. Tons of wide open glass for plenty of visibility, but there it is. That is the rear trunk space of the '01 Forester. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and there's just something charming about this generation of Forester. First of all, I feel like all Foresters from this era are this color. That's just how they came. I know that there were other colors offered, but in my mind, there's only one, and it's this. But I like the little rock guards on the fog lights. I like the squareness of it. And so overall, I think it's a charming little car. I want a plushie of this. You know, I think it's kind of adorable and kind of endearing, in all honesty. It looks ready to go in a not menacing way. It's not trying to threaten me into having a good time. It's just here and ready for a good time, which is a notable distinction. However, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving another 2001 Subaru Forester? Well, I thought that the timing of this video would be interesting because I just drove that 2025. By the time this video comes out, it'll probably be a while ago that I drove the 2025, but in real time, it was about 4 days ago. The 2025 Subaru Forester is a good SUV. It competes with vehicles like the Honda Passport, the Mazda CX-5 or CX-50, Toyota RAV4, Toyota Highlander, Nissan Rogue, those sorts of vehicles. And I think it offers a decent amount of good over those cars. I think it's a worthy competitor. However, I think it's sort of lost the spirit of the original Forester. This car right here. This car was truly built to go the distance. I know you're looking at this car and you say, well, it's not in great shape. And you're right. It's been dented. It's been beat. It's had its fair share of incidents out in the world. But that's not a bad thing. This car has withstood so much punishment, so much grueling terrain and experiences, and yet it's still operating here today. The owner says he's never had a major mechanical issue. The thing that will kill this car is going to be the body rust, and that's any car here in the Midwest. I don't think that the new Forester is going to live up to the same ruggedness. I think if you hit a pothole hard enough, you might total that car out. Where this eats up potholes like it's its job. It accepts the punishment and it asks for more. This car has the power to endure. And that's something that's lacking from the modern market. And so you could get angry and say Subaru has lost their way, blah, blah, blah. But in all reality, sometimes things change. Cars change, meanings change, people change. And so it's okay to not like what that thing or person or place has turned into. It doesn't always destroy what it used to be. And so I can sit here in this '01 Forester and appreciate it for all that it is and all that it was. And I can get into the new Forester and I can appreciate it for what it is and what it is going to be. And those can be mutually exclusive thoughts and feelings. I don't have to hate the new Forester because it's not like this. And I don't have to hate this Forester because it's not like the new one. It's okay to let stuff go. It's okay to let people move on. If you like one generation or another, that's great. If you love all of them, even better. But this is really truly something good, and they're going to continue to be that way until rust takes every single last one of them out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Gil for letting me take out his 2001 Subaru Forester. I appreciate him very, very much for being able to set up this review. It's been great working with him, and I hope that you've enjoyed it. But don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.